This is not the PvP enchant that we asked for, and definitely not the one we deserve. But this is what you get for achieving Duelist in Dragonflight Season 4. Yesterday was the first day of the season and I pushed non-stop to get the achievement and get out the content for you guys. In this video, I will go over the strategy that I followed and analyze some of my highlight clips on my journey to Duelist. By sharing my good plays and my mistakes, I hope that I can help you to achieve your PvP goals in the new season. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Felfire Gaze channel. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. I followed a gearing strategy that let me absolutely min-max everything for day 1. I bought all the honor gear with versatility mastery wherever I could, and I enchanted everything. I bought the green jewel crafting ring and I put a master versatility socket. I farmed 900 conquests to get the main hand weapon with versatility mastery. I looted one half of the awakened spark from a solo shuffle game, and then I did the weekly epic battleground quest to loot the other half. I used my spark to craft a versatility mastery chest with blue silken lining. Then I used the free token that you get at 1.6k rating to buy the tier set head. Finally, I bought the soldiers from Conflict of Strife in World PvP and catalyzed them to get my 2 set bonus. For as long as I did not have these 2 tier pieces, I used the gloves and shoulders from season 3 to get the 2 sets. It is extremely powerful and you should not play without it. If your PvPI level is too low and you cannot enter solo shuffle, just buy the honor shoulder and gloves, keep them in your bags, and you will be good to go. I used the spec from last season and I will put a link in the description for it. Now that we are done with the gearing strategy, we move on with the gameplay. Here I'm paired with an Affliction Warlock and I'm facing double melee. I know this summon likes to do a lot of plays from the previous run, so I told my Warlock, drag the melee away and rot them to death, and I will sit on this summon the whole game long, see if he can manage this pressure. I also run the Cleansed by Flame PvP talent so I can remove the roots from Earthgrab Totem and keep pushing him all game long like it's 2v2. So I sit on him, I stun him 5 seconds with Chaos Nova and I start pumping damage. He does the half lasso, which doesn't really matter. I don't press Simulation Aura unless he first Earth grabs so I can remove the roots, and then I keep pumping on him. He uses Aura Mastery to avoid the interrupts, so I CC him during that. Then the Aura Mastery is over, I can kick his Hex normally, and Stun DR is off so I can stun him again and keep pumping on him. Now the melee have been rotting. Survival realizes what's going on and he comes back to peel his summon, and that's the correct thing to do, but it's a little bit too late. I still do a lot of damage on the shaman. I kick him, I melt the Hex. He will try to Hex me again. I should have glimpsed it, I did not, so I just trinket. That was a mistake on my part. As you can see here, there is a lot of pressure on this shaman. The Warlock is free to cast and do a lot of rot damage, and I'm still pumping the summon and the monk dies. In this game, I'm paired with an arms warrior and we're facing a very weird melee cleave. I tell him that we will focus the assassination rogue, and whenever he has a defensive up, we will swap to the windwalker. I also play big cage to peel serenity. Our plan is to exhaust every defensive cooldown they have. I get rogue out of stealth, I jump into the fray and I start pumping, and they do the same. When my Essence Break combo is done, I jump on the priest to do a 5-second Chaos Nova, I cage the Serenity, he immediately trinkets, and we are back on the monk because rogue has evasion. When the monk gets the pain suppression, I fear both DPS and we swap back to the rogue, he cloaks, so this is a very fast paced game. Everything is on cooldown now and I'm trying to kick the priest here, we get karma. I wanna get a kick on the priest, so I play close, he casts ultimate penitence and I kick it. Whenever you don't have any more CC, you might want to think to play close to the enemy healer so you can kick him. And especially if you have any ranged abilities that you can use. Now I trinket the stun because I'm not afraid, I know another 20 seconds I'm fine and the game is gonna end right here. In this next clip, I'm paired with a Marksmanship Hunter and we're facing Retry Survival. I told him that we will be swapping between Retry and Resto Druid to force the Druid to swap the HOTS and exhaust their mana and cooldowns. I open on the Retry with my normal burst rotation and the Druid does something silly. He wants to open for a stun clone on my healer and he gets trapped. So he trinkets immediately and pushes for the clone. In that moment my priest trinkets and fears the Druid and I swap back to the Druid. But my hunter keeps pushing the Retry and gets the bubble. While I'm on the druid, he uses Iron Bark on himself, so I want to swap back to the Retry as soon as possible. I don't want to hit into Iron Bark. Now I will cage the druid and keep pushing the Retry. I don't have too much to use here. The Standiar is off on Retry, so I use it. The Failure Eruption immediately on him. They bash and holds at the same time on my healer, so there is no point to reverse. Maybe I should Darkness here. The priest uses Guardian Spirit. I pop Essence Break on the Retry. The druid somehow manages to heal through it. And here he gets counter-shotted by the hunter. And then he will try to cast Clone again for some reason. I kick him and Retry goes down. Moving on, in the next game I'm paired with a Sub-Rogue, not the ideal combination for a DH, and I tell him that we will go on the Shaman. So with Sub-Rogues I stay behind, I let them sub, and I try to enter the fight as soon as possible, and I use the hand for it. So here the Shaman comes a little bit forward and we can open on him very hard. I told my rogue that I will follow up the CC from his sub. So you see, off his sub I went in and stun feared. The priest used the Will of the Forsaken and went into Guardian Spirit, so the rogue bombed the Shaman and the priest had to cancel the Guardian Spirit, which is a very powerful opener for us. We've taken so many cooldowns. Here, since the rogue stuns both kill target and healer, I used my Chaos Nova on the hunter to just peel some damage. I cage the priest and I know the rogue is about to stun the priest in like 1 second. I have another eye beam, he does the kidney shot, he will do the chip shot. So here I will do a half Failure Eruption on the kidney shot to make sure that the priest cannot swap. The summon borrowed and we got Guardian Angel as well, so we're looking pretty good. I hit the hunter for a little bit and I dispel the trap. Here it's unfortunate, we get double feared and I trinket, which might be a mistake. But in any case we're back on the summon and I know Standiars are off, Kidney Shot is coming, I'm doing all the damage here and I push in the priest for half Chaos Nova, but the summon is already dead. In the next clip I'm playing the notorious Havoc Boomy Resto Summon combo and we're facing a Destro Warlock that we want to tunnel down and kill. I should be a little bit worried not to push too deep into the enemy team, especially if the Arms Warrior is DPSing me, which is unlikely. I start here with my damage, I trinket Chaos Nova both DPS, we Solar Beam the healer who gets Imp Dispelled, so I cage and fear him, he trinkets, I stun his trinket and push a lot of damage into the Warlock. I also kick him, he teleports out and that's really good for him. I get feared and this is where our opener stops. I get fear into Hexed and I did get dispelled here so I can keep pumping. I try to glimpse the Shadow Fury, it's not on me, but still. I kill the Static Field Totem, kick the Warlock and start pumping. At this moment I don't have anything, no DPS, no CC, I'm just pumping whatever I can. My Essence Break is coming back really soon, so I'm looking to coordinate a setup. I isolate the summon to do a 5-second Chaos Nova, then I stun the Warlock behind the pillar and I get the Warlock wall with Essence Break. I see that my summon is feared, so I run around and reverse him and I'm back on the Warlock. Again here I don't have anything, I'm just getting CC'd. I hope my healer can dispel me in a little bit. I get back to the Warlock to do some damage with a Blade Dance and a Purge or something, but I don't have anything major yet. I see another I-Beam coming back and I jump on the Warlock, I do I-Beam into stun, into Death Sweep or Essence Break when you have it. That's how you do max pressure. I kill the Observer because it can be very deadly. I Feral Kick the Warlock, which was really good executed. I have a Chaos Nova and I'm looking to isolate the summon again. But no, I Chaos Nova the Warlock here, which is a mistake. I just panicked. I keep going after the Warlock, I get tremored immediately, I have an Essence Break and I'm looking to end the game right here. I even Death Sweep without Essence Break and that's a big mistake. I lose a lot of DPS here, I get faked into a half fear, into a Hex, which is unfortunate. I lose all my pressure right here. I have Metamorphosis coming back, I hope this will help me to turn the tides of the game. I fear the summon and I Metamorphosis immediately because I'm scared. I think the game is going to end. I Darkness my Boomy, which is in trouble. That was a really good Darkness. And here I try to do more pressure on the Warlock. I do a bad Death Sweep. I keep running after him. I can stun him and do as much damage as I can. my teammates link and I'm not there, which is very bad. Here I get stunned into a fear, I'm the R on everything, so I trinket, do a 5-second Chaos Nova on the Shaman, Essence Break on the Warlock, and I force link and trinket, which was a really good trade. That's pretty much their last line of defense. I'm popping another I-beam that I have right here. There's a lot of damage on the Warlock. He does get the Chaos Bolt off. I'm getting rooted. Doesn't really matter because the Warlock was stunned. I keep following the Warlock, hitting him with whatever I have. I wanted to reverse my Shaman, but he trinketed first. Here you see I will focus kick the Shaman. It's the first time in the game I do it. He did not expect it. I glimpsed the fear and I finished the game. In this next game, I'm paired with a Distraction Warlock, so we're playing Chaos Cleave and we're facing Double Hunter. I know these people are gonna kite me, root me, toss me around, make fun of me, so this will be a messy game. I wanna hit the Hunter because he's more stationary and has to cast. But since I'm paired with a Warlock, I wanna give him room to rain chaos on both of them. So I don't wanna go behind pillars and let the hunters line of sight. I connect here on the and I open with I-beam into Essence Break to do this massive opener. He feign deaths and roar of sacrifices, he kites me a little bit, so I metamorphosis jump back on him. I'm looking for the Shaman to see here, but he's lining me really good, so I abandon that front and I get back into DPSing the Hunter. Here I Chaos Nova the Rapid Fire because it's really dangerous. Perhaps I should have saved this for the Shaman. I only have a fear for the Shaman, which I throw right here. I get the Shaman and the Hunter, who was moving on top of him. I stun the Shaman, he trinkets, I melt the sniper shot, and I kick the Shaman. So I get some good pressure here. Hunter feign deaths again and stuns me. I don't have any damage or CC, so I gotta move out. My Warlock gets trapped, my Priest gets trapped. I reverse my Priest so he can heal me. We're back into business, the double coil, and I have another Essence Break to reverse the pressure, and for some reason the Hunter flops. This is my last game, my Duelist game, when I'm paired with the Narms Warrior and we're facing a Demonology Warlock that we're hunting down and an Unholy Death Knight that he will try to save the Warlock with creeps and slows and making our life miserable. I told my Warrior, whenever you cannot connect, just swap to the Unholy and destroy him. I connect to the Warlock, I get gripped back immediately. I don't trinket the stun because I didn't pop anything. I use the hand to get back and he ports. Now that he ported, like I said, I swap to the Unholy, I do an Essence Break combo on him really quickly until I get back to the Warlock with a Metamorphosis jump. Here I'm looking to see the enemy healer and I do a Ferocious Chaos Nova, which I sadly miss. So I'm going to cage into fear and get back to the Warlock. I'm popping some damage here, he ports again, which is annoying. He gates, he has a lot of mobility, but he's running out and the Priest grips him. I'm completely out of mobility at this point, so I hit the Unholy Decay for a second. When Felras is back, I just get back into the fray to hit the Warlock. He's inside the barrier, which means that he's safe for now. I see I have an Essence Break coming, I wait for the barrier to finish, he gets Ring of Peace out and I pop Death Sweep and he ports, so he saves all of the damage, and that's why you need to have your target stunned every time you wanna do Essence Break Death Sweep. Here I try to connect again, it's not really possible, my monk gets mind controlled, the warrior stops it, I get cocooned into the follow-up mind control, so I'm fine for now. We have all we need. I tried to solo Chaos Nova the Priest, but a Warlock pet was right next to the corner, so I didn't manage to get a full 5-second Chaos Nova. I get feared, so I do I-beam into stun into Death Sweep. That's how you do pressure as a Demon Hunter. The Priest was free casting, so the Warlock is still fine. Here we're pushing him really hard. We get a triple shockwave. He gets a Tyrant off with his wall, which is scary. We're gonna get a lot of damage on top. The Priest casts the ultimate penitence. I nether walk because we are dying here. This is the situation where you might wanna pull out and line of sight the Warlock a little bit. The Warrior disagrees, he zigzags in, so I have to follow and I have to support him. I go there in darkness to save us both from the damage and I say, okay, why don't we hit the Unholy for a little bit so our healer can catch up. The Warrior disagrees again, he keeps on zigzagging the Warlock. I caged the Priest into Chaos Nova into a full fear, that's a big CC chain. Our Monk gets feared, I dispel that, which is really good. I Metamorphosis a little bit off target, and I send the Essence Break on the Pain Suppression. I should have waited here for sure, that was premature. And the Warlock stuns me and ports away. I cannot connect, but the Warrior finishes the job. If you want to learn more about Havoc PvP gameplay, you can find the link to my full PvP guide on screen. If you are on mobile and YouTube does not display the video, you can find the link in the description. And as always, see you in the next one.